A new kid is moving into one of the country's most famous neighborhoods.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
That's Julia on the right, a 4-year-old who will be calling Sesame Street home come April. She's the first new Muppet on the show in 10 years, and like an estimated 1 in every 68 American kids, she has autism. Advocates hope she can help break barriers like other TV characters have done in the past.
Who can turn the world on with her smile?
Like the way Mayor Tyler Moore helped normalize the concept of a single woman focusing on her career in the 70s. And how Will and Grace got its audience to laugh with gays, not at them. For more on what the producers of Sesame Street might achieve with Julia, I'm joined by WGBH arts editor. Aren't you senior arts editor?
Executive arts editor.
Excuse me, executive arts editor Jared Von. Jared, good to see you. Rachel Rubin, a professor of American Studies at UMass Boston. Rachel, it's good to meet you. Thanks so much. How likely is it that a TV character on a show like Sesame Street can change attitudes about things like autism?
I think absolutely. I mean, one of the things that's very important to remember about television is that it's not a reflection of the way things are. It is a shaper of the way things are. So there are, numerous historical examples of that taking place. The Will and Grace one is a very good one.
Bert and Ernie are gay too, as far as I'm concerned, so they help too. Don't you think?
I've thought that for a long time.
They are. I know. I can't tell you how I know, but I know.
No. They share a bedroom, right? I mean, yes. So that is an example. That's right.
But even on this show, I mean, they've had HIV kids. I think in the South Africa version, a blind person, the kid in a wheelchair. So this is not new stuff for Sesame Street. I have always believed that the transparency of the world on transgender things, the things that Rachel's meant, have so much more impact on the public's mind than political speeches and laws and all. Are you on the same page with that or no?
I am, and there's a reason for that, because you have to realize with television, we live with these characters. I actually think that art does and television does reflect who we are, but we immerse ourselves. So when you have characters like those in Will and Grace, I mean, these are buddies that you sit down with in their living room, and they're in your living room every single week. So you experience this evolution, and I think that's what we're going to see with this character on Sesame Street, too, is it's not just a one-off introduction, but you're going to chart this course with her, and especially if you're a parent who is looking at your own child, they have something to relate to, and they get to spend a lot of time with that character.
Well, the reason I would argue, it seems to me that you're the expert, and you're sort of the expert. It's even deeper here, is you get a kid before all the biases and fears are full grown. I mean, like Cosby. Now you can't even say good things about Cosby. But, Cosby, the Jeffersons, whatever. I mean, in terms of African Americans, I bet you most people watching those shows didn't even know somebody except passing on the street who was black. But if you catch somebody who's 4 years old,
right,
you really can help shape them rather than fix them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
yes?
we need to take, I agree, we need to take children's television seriously. I would also just say that it's important for people to see themselves on television. Like a very interesting historical example of that is there have been numerous serious black academics who have talked about rushing home as children to watch Amos and Andy on television, which was just flat out racist.
Why? I don't get it. Why?
Because that was the only time they saw black
people
on television.
Oh, you mean the negative? Oh, that's all they had, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
yes.
But it was still important to say, hey, we are part of the world. So there definitely is that aspect of, small children needing to see themselves in television, to recognize themselves too.
Are there examples? I mean, we all seem to agree that creates positive reinforcement, for lack of a better expression, of good things and good attitudes towards people who maybe aren't like you or scare you or you don't understand. Are there examples, either of you, where negative stereotypes have been created on television that have stuck with us? You're nodding your head in agreement.
Absolutely. Like the
who?
example that really comes to mind for me is an episode of I Love Lucy from the 50s where the women and the men have a cute little argument about who does what, and they decide to switch roles for a day. Right? It's called job switching. And so the men are going to do housework and the women are going to work in a factory, and it doesn't work. And they all come home and they all acknowledge we should stay in our gender positions. That's negative to me.
The one arena I still see it is with the depiction of Asians on television. I mean, we finally have Fresh Off the Boat, where you have a family that people can identify with because they're normal. But I think stereotypes around Asians have persisted, and it's still, for some reason, acceptable to laugh at them or to fit those stereotypes. I won't even go into them. It doesn't
What are you
warrant
thinking
airing.
of? What show are you thinking of?
Well, I think if you look at anything through history, and it's only now beginning to change. I mean, just recently there was the Bill O'Reilly correspondent who went down to Chinatown.
Yeah.
And that was perfectly acceptable to use a whole race as humor still in 2016.
That was
at that
O'Reilly?
point.
Was that O'Reilly?
I think it was O'Reilly.
It was one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Margaret's show broke that a little bit. You're right with her show, but it didn't last that long.
No.
But kids couldn't go to Margaret show for obvious reasons.
Oh,
if you know what I mean?
I don't mean the stand-up show. I mean,
even
what
the-
was the name of the television
Yeah, I
show?
can't
Oh,
remember.
I hadn't seen it.
Okay.
So the consensus is this does work. It does work, yes?
Well-
But if it works, then when a show like The Bachelor is on and you see the most grotesque stereotypes of women and men, that probably works, unfortunately, too.
It does.
Does it not?
It absolutely works both ways. You know, that's why I think it's really important to keep pushing.
You love The Bachelor, I assume. Is that correct?
I have never seen an episode of The Bachelor, but I was thinking about this. I think it's part of the reason why This Is Us is such a poignant show right now. I think because it's absent of a lot of melodrama, and you have body issue image, you have family relation issues that come up, you have race issues that come up. They're all things that are bubbling around in our society in a somewhat quieter way that people can absolutely see themselves, see in their family, see in their neighbors, see all around them.
By the way, my older daughter was the letter K on Sesame Street. I just want to make that clear. Changed everybody's attitudes about the letter K. Jared, it's good to see you. Rachel, it's great to meet you. Thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.